everybody, this is Colleen and I am going to show you how to create a Facebook VIP group. With a Facebook VIP group, you can use this for virtually anything, but we're going to concentrate on our paparazzi group. So I am going to show you how to do that. So what you're going to want to do is click on your home button. And right over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see groups. So you're going to click on group, and you're going to click on this green button here that says create group. So you're going to get this little box that pops up, and you're going to fill in just a few boxes here, and then it'll create the group, and then you'll be able to start posting in there, and adding people. So for this purpose, I'm going to call this paparazzi test group, okay? Just because I'm not wanting to create a new one. And once I create this, I'll take you over to my VIP page, and I will show you how I run mine so that you can kind of get an idea of one that's already going. So you're going to name your group. Mine is Bedazzle Me Pretty Paparazzi $5 VIP group. It's kind of a long name. You kind of want to keep it somewhat short, but I wanted my Bedazzle Me Pretty business name in mine. Depends on what your business name is. You could do, paparazzi by such and such, whatever your first name is, or just make up some kind of catchy name. So anyway, you're going to name your group, and then you have to add at least one person to your group to start with. Now, one thing about having a Facebook group is you do not want to add a bunch of people without their permission. So it's kind of an unwritten rule, just a no-no. It's not proper etiquette to add people without them having given their permission. So I'm going to use my sister as my guinea pig just because she's my sister and I can. Because I need at least one person. So I'm going to enter her name here. Okay. And that's all. I'm only going to do her. Oops. Sorry about that. But you can, if you know that you've got friends and family that want to be added to your new group, you can do that here, but you also have the opportunity to do this later. My suggestion would be to add maybe a family member or two to get your group going, and then send a message. You can do a group message if you want to, or individual messages through Messenger or even email, and say, hey, I'm starting my new group for my new business. I'd love for you to join, and then here's the link. Or, let me know and I'd be happy to add you, or something to that effect. But I wouldn't just add everybody on your friends list. You're gonna upset people. People are gonna end up leaving the group, but it's just not proper. So anyway, just get some permission for them. So here's where you can select your privacy. Now you can change this later as well. You have choices to either do public, group, closed, or secret. So for a business, personally, I want my business to be able to be seen. So I have my group set to public. Anyone can see the group. They can see who's in the group and see all the posts, but they cannot comment on the posts. So unless they join your group. So being public is fine. Yes, people will see it, but if you're trying to establish your business, you want to be seen. But there are times when you'll want your group to be closed or secret. So closed, anyone can find the group and see who's in it, but they won't be able to see any of the posts. So you may want to have a secret, a closed group where it's somewhat private, but people can still find you on Facebook, okay? And a secret group, only members can find the group and see the posts. So if it's something you just, it's very private, you don't want anybody else to even see that it's on Facebook, then you'd want to do it as a secret group. I wouldn't suggest doing that for a business just because, like I said, you want to be found, unless you don't want to make money. So we're going to set this one to public. Or actually, well, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, just as my test group, I'm going to delete it later anyway. You can also pin it to your shortcuts so that you can get to it easily and not have to go into your groups each time. It just makes it easier to find your personal pages as well. So I'm going to pin it to my shortcuts, and I'm going to click Create. Okay, so here you can choose an icon if you want to. You don't have to. It's just this little cutesy thing that shows up next to, I don't even know. So I like horses. I'm going to select that. Okay, so click OK. And like I said, you don't have to even choose one of those. Okay, so here is my new group. Now, it's ready to go. You can see I can start posting things immediately. But, oh, and here's where it shows, here's my test group right here under my shortcuts. So you can see where it's already there. Easy to click on when I want to go to it. Okay. So it's public, it's ready to go, but I do want to add a photo. I want to be able to tell people what this is about at a glance. So you want to get something good, some kind of good, catchy group photo. Now you can also change this out if you want to. On my VIP page, I do not change my group photo just because it's kind of my icon, so to speak. It's people know it when they see it on Facebook. They know that that's what it is. So I don't change that. On my business page, I do. I will change my cover photo for holidays, things like that, or if I have a customer special. But I don't usually change it for my VIP group, just because I want that consistency there. But it's totally up to you if you want to change it. So you can either upload or choose from your photos on Facebook. So I'm going to choose to upload a photo. And I'm just going to skip through here and see if I can find anything that's a, cover photo. Come on, cover photo. This is a cover photo. Okay, so not the greatest, but you can reposition it. You can move it up and down. Okay. I'm just going to put right there so you can see the whole logo. You need to be aware too if you've got like lots of wording and stuff. Some people have this stuff down here along the bottom, so you can see the full cover photo. For some reason, my computer shows it up here, so just be mindful of that. If you're putting a lot of wording down here, your people may not be able to see it. So, okay, so I'm going to save the changes, and you're going to see if we go refresh this page, should show that I've added a cover photo. There we go. So I've updated the group photo here. So anytime that you make a change to that, it's going to show up here, okay, in your feed. So one thing you're going to definitely want to do is put a description here. You can add it here or you can do it in your settings. Now, there's nothing more frustrating than finding a group that's got a great catchy name, and you're thinking, oh, that might be something I'd be interested in. And then you go to it and you have no idea what it's about. So you want to tell people what your group is about, okay? So you're going to want to add a description. You can, like I said, do it here if you want to, but you can also go up here and go to Edit Group Settings. And we're going here just because there's more options for other things we're going to do. So to pick a group type, you can click on here. This just tells people what it's about, gives it a little bit better idea if it's a buy sell or if it's a club, if it's an event group. You can set up a group just for your family members to get, to kind of converse with each other instead of doing it on newsfeed. You can have a group for pretty much anything. So I personally use the club versus the buy sell. I just don't care for the layout of the buy sell groups. Some people do. I don't. So I'm going to select mine as a club. Okay. So I'm going to confirm that. And you can change it later, just an FYI. So the privacy settings I'm going to leave alone because I've already got it the way I want it. Membership approval. Any member can add or approve members, or any member can add members, but an admin must approve them. So I select that. I like to be able to check because there are people that will try to get into your group and then they will advertise their product. It's just something you got to be aware of. There's these robots that search through Facebook and through the internet. You just want to be aware of who is being added to your groups. That way you can monitor that. So I'm fine with people adding it, but I like to approve them myself, so I select that. Here you can actually customize your address. So if you look up here in your bar, here it says it's www.facebook.com/groups/ all these funny numbers. Okay, nobody's going to want to type that in to find your group. So this is a great time to edit that. So you can customize your address, and you're going to put in, whatever name you want it to be. For instance, mine is Bedazzle Me Pretty. So here's where I would put Bedazzle Me Pretty. And you can see where it will give you a brand new address. And this is great for when you're putting this address down in print, like maybe you have it on your business cards or you have it on a flyer. You don't want to have to put, /groups 21057 blah, blah, blah. You want to be able to have something people can remember. So this would be my address, facebook.com/groups/Bedazzle Me Pretty. Okay, so that would be how people find you. I'm not going to save this because I've already got mine like that, so I'm going to cancel that. But that's where you would customize that, and then it would show up right up here as Bedazzle Me Pretty instead of those numbers. Here is where you're going to add your description. Now, I'll show you what my description looks like when I get to my page, but this is where you'll do it. You're going to put in, everything is $5. This is how you purchase. Make sure you comment sold on items. Just any pertinent information about how to purchase on your page, what your page is all about, and how to contact you if they have questions. So be sure to do a good description that makes sense to people and that they can understand and understand what your group is about. And like I said, I'll show you what mine says. Here you can put tags for people to find you if they're doing a search in the Facebook search. You could put paparazzi, $5 jewelry, anything like that that is going to pop up and bring them to your page. So posting permissions, members, moderators, and admins can post to the group. You definitely want that because if you're selling in your VIP group, which that's the point that we're doing for this particular type of group, you want your members to be able to comment and be able to post in your group. So definitely make sure that is selected. And post approvals, all group posts must be approved by the admin or moderator. I do not select that because I don't want to have to, anytime somebody comments sold, I definitely don't want to have to approve every single time. So leave that blank. And then you're going to click save. I guess I can save this, it's fine. I am going to delete it as I said. Okay, so that's done. Your changes have been saved. So we're going to go back in here real quick. You can go to Manage Group. So you can change, well, this is going to show your activity. You can look through member requests, you know, if there's anybody that's been reported to Facebook or whatever, but it gives you a list of what we've done. You can go in and if you decide you are never going to use this again, you can archive your group, create a new group. You can add members here. We're going to go over to members. Okay, so here's where you're going to see all the members of your group. So here's me, here's my sister, and this is where you can add people with permission. And all you have to do is you can click in it, and it'll bring up everybody that you're friends with, and you can add them that way just by clicking. But you can also type in people's names. So I'm not going to add anybody. Here you can, if you have a bunch of people in there, you can find a member by clicking, you know, just even a few letters of somebody's name, you can find them. If you want to sort them, you can sort by join date or alphabetical. Okay, so that's where you're going to find your group or your members, and you can add them that way. Here is your photo section. Okay, so this is, I'm going to show you how to create an album while we're here. So this is where you'll find all photos that you add on your page. You can add an album or view your albums here. You can see that there's no albums right now, so we can create an album by clicking Create Album. And then you have to have at least one photo to have an album, okay? I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go to my recent orders. So I'm going to select a few pictures to add to this album. And I want to change. Now, one thing to keep in mind when having albums on your VIP page, you don't want to have a million little albums. People do not want to have to sift through, you know, new items this week, new items this week, new items this week, and then just change dates. That, as a shopper, is such a pain, okay? Now, my suggestion would be, and you don't have to do this, but my suggestion would be create albums either by color or by style and just add your new items to it. You can do a new arrivals album or something like that, but then you're going to have to move those to your other albums eventually. But I'm telling you, as a shopper, you know, I've shopped through people's albums where they have, you know, 50 different albums, and every time I go through and look at 6 pictures in one album, I have to go back and I have to scroll through again to find the next album, and then I can shop through that, and then I have to go back and I have to scroll through another one. People don't want to do that. So make it easy for your shoppers, make it easy for them to find what they're looking for. And especially if it's an album that has you know, all styles, all colors, they may not want to sift through all that. They may not want to look for, you know, through 50 pieces of jewelry just to find one blue necklace. They would be more apt to go to a blue folder and look at blue accessories, or go to a necklace folder and look at necklaces and find the blue necklaces. I personally do mine by color because my thought is, if somebody's after a blue necklace and I've got everything grouped, all the blue stuff together, maybe they'll find a blue bracelet that they like to go with that necklace. Maybe there's a matching blue bracelet to go to that necklace. All of my blue accessories are in that one album, and they're more apt to see that and remember that, oh yeah, that might match this necklace, versus going to necklaces, then going to bracelets, then going to rings. So you don't have to do it by color. I choose to, just because I feel like I can upsell a little bit better that way. When somebody's looking for a particular item in a particular color, then they can look for coordinating pieces. So so here's where you're going to want to name your album. So I'm going to call this well, I guess I should have uploaded certain colors, but let's call this new arrivals. And I'm going to put today's date, 3/6/17. And then here I'm going to put comment sold on any item you want to purchase. Everything is $5 and it's all lead and nickel free. Just to give, so this is, not everybody reads this, but it will be there for the people that are looking for instruction. So I like to have that on there. Okay, so one other thing that I find very, very useful, it's a little bit more time consuming, but, okay, there it is. But it helps me in the long run for processing orders. So when somebody comments sold on this ring, say 6 months down the road, it's finally sold, and I don't know what it's called, and there might be a couple others that are very similar to this. I like to copy the name of the item into the comment, or into the description actually, and that way when somebody comments on this 6 months down the road, I'll know what it's called, so I'll be able to find it in my inventory, because I keep this ring in its package and it has the name on it, so when I go to look for it, I can look for banquet hall gold ring instead of looking through all my gold rings trying to identify it. It just makes it easier for me to do that. So I will save the names of each of these items. So this one is box office hit. Okay, white necklace. So again, when this sells, I'll know what it's called and I'll be able to identify it and find it a lot easier. So I'll just do a real quick, when I add items, I make sure to add the description in there, just for my own personal use. People will see it as well, so they can kind of identify, oh yeah, it's a gold ring or it's a white necklace. So it helps your customers as well, but it's really more for my purposes. So you also want, so I'll show you what I do with my files too real quick. So anytime I download my pictures, I rename them. As you can see here, I rename it with the name of the item, and I also put in the color and the style of what it is. So when I'm looking through my files, I can see, okay, this is a gold ring. Do I have any other gold rings? Say I'm wanting to copy all my gold rings. I can scroll through real quick. Okay, nope, no more gold rings. Maybe I want to go by white. So this is white. This is white. This is white. So I could pull out all the white stuff and upload it into my white folder that I create. So it just makes the file naming system easier for me. You don't have to do that, but it takes a very short time to do it to start with, and then in the long run, it just makes it a lot easier to find your items, especially if you're uploading by color or style. You can identify them easy that way. So anyway, I'm gonna post. Say I've already added all of my items. I have added everybody's names and everything, which I haven't, but I'm going to pretend I have, and I'm going to post it. All right, so here is my new album. New arrivals. Here it says comment sold and tells you all about, that it's $5. Okay, then I'm going to go back to my page. And here you're going to see, oh look, I added 5 photos to this new arrivals album, and it posts it to your page. Okay, so your customers are going to see that you've added that album, and that they can actually click on here or on here to actually, yep, the link is right here to look at it. They can click on each photo, and now you'll see the description here. So if someone comments sold, oh, okay, now I know which ring they want. Okay. So if I go back to photos and I go back to albums, actually, it's not going to show you because there's only one album. I'll show you in my page. It'll have little arrows here to arrow through more albums, and I'll show you that when we get back to my page. So you can add videos as well if you want to. You can just upload them. They'll automatically go to your videos section. You can create a poll. You can sell something. Now this is what your post would look like on your buy sell page. So you could type in what you're selling. You could put your price. It gives your zip code, and then you would type in a description and add a photo. So you can actually do it that way too. I just like to write the post. And I'll show you on my other page how I do it. So that is pretty much it. In order to share your page, click on share, and then you can share it on your own timeline. You can share it on a friend's timeline if you want. Make sure you ask permission before you just post it on other people's timelines. You could share it in another group, share it at an event, share on a page you manage. So if you have a business page already made, which I would suggest you have a business page in addition to your group. A business page is going to show you, or it's going to allow you to have a presence on Facebook. So if somebody's looking for you, looking up your business, they're going to find your business page. Then you can post a link to your VIP group for the people that specifically want to join your group. Okay, but for this instance, yeah, you can post it on your page if you have it. Here you could say, hey, I just started a new group. I'd love for you to join. Here's a link, and then you can post it. Okay, so that's a great way to share it. You can also ask your friends and family if they will share their group on their page or share your group on their page. You can run a little contest saying, share this. Each time you share this page, my group page, you'll be entered to win a free piece of jewelry or something like that. So you can have fun with it and get people involved, and then people will share and eventually want to join. Okay. So I'm going to show you my group page and how I run mine, so you kind of get an idea of what I do and how I post my items. So I'm going to find my page, which is right here. So you can see my cover page. It tells what it is. It's my VIP, $5 Bling VIP group. Here's my members. And then my description is right here. Now, let me go to the description so you can read it. Or we can kind of go over what it says. Actually, let's go back for a sec. Come on. My computer's being temperamental. Okay, so I started with important, please read, because I want them to notice this. I give a little bit of a welcome, and I kind of give them a here's what you get when you join my group. They get an exclusive look at new items before anyone else does. For me, I post all my new product on my VIP group first, and then I take what's left that does not sell or that I don't specifically leave in my Facebook inventory. I will take to my events, but I give my VIPs first crack at everything. That's what makes your VIP group special. They get first look at what you get, and they get first dibs on it. So you gotta kind of make it enticing for people. So they get first choice to purchase new and exclusive pieces like Fashion Fix, Life of the Party. Make sure you specify you only have one of some things so that they know to, be aware of that. When you see me post pictures, comments, sold, and to purchase, so you want to make sure to give them instructions on how to purchase it. They get contests, games, giveaways. They can earn free jewelry by doing a party. They get, for me, free shipping on orders of 5 accessories or more. But however you do your free shipping, make sure you spell it out here so people are aware of what they're paying for shipping. And then I put in something about becoming a paparazzi consultant. If they want more information, then they can contact me. And then this is how they can, how I will post. So I'll post sometimes orderable items, things that are on the website that I don't have in stock. I'll post, but the other items that I do have are in stock items. So it just gives them an idea of how my group works. So you want to definitely write all that out, and then you'll want to put it in a pinned post for a while so that people can go to that pinned post and be able to see it. My pinned post has mostly that. I did add some other stuff. So if you're going to pin a post, you can copy this, paste it into your pinned post, and then add a little to it. Like, for instance, I created a checkout where they can check out using the Google checkout form, and I've got the form link here. I put that if invoices need to be paid in 24 hours. So I have a little bit more information in the pinned post on how to actually check out and pay, but it also has all the same information as my description of my page. Okay, and then it's got a link to the checkout form. So then what I like to do is when there's a new person that is purchasing, like here, I sent you a PM, here's the checkout instructions. Here, welcome to my group. Here's a little bit about how to shop for my group. You can tag them in this pinned post to be sure that they read it and understand how your group works. So anytime you have a new member, you'll want to tag them in it. So I'm going to go back to discussion, and I'm going to show you a little bit of how I post in my group. So I like consistency so that my customers know what to look for. So a lot of times I will copy this little blurb here and I'll paste it into each new post that I do, just so that it's consistent. They see the name of what it is, they see how many I have available, how to purchase, and how much it is. Okay, you can write whatever you want in here. You can make it fun if you want to. I like to just have the same so people know. I will add a few, this is super pretty or something like that once in a while, but there's always that where it's consistent. So when I'm creating a new post, I'll show you, actually, this is pretty much how I create a new post. I'll find one of these. I will copy that, click in write something so you're writing a new post. I'm going to paste that in, and then I'm going to go to, let me see what I have not posted yet, actually. I'm going to create an actual new post here for you to see how I do it. One thing that I found, now I actually created a poll a while back, and I asked my customers, how do you like to see my posts? Do you like to see them one item at a time, or do you like to see me group them? Like blue necklaces, put all my new blue necklaces in a post, or post them by just necklaces, or all new bracelets that I just got in, I put them in one post. And they said that they liked to see them kind of grouped. But when I group them, I don't get nearly as many sales as if I post one item at a time. And when I post one item at a time, it's clear, concise, they know exactly what they're purchasing, there's no question. That is the item that they're buying, and I sell way more that way. So regardless of what they said in the poll, that isn't how they actually liked to see it. And it didn't actually sell, didn't sell as well that way. So I'm posting individually. I mean, you can post how you like, but I would recommend doing it individually just because it's a cleaner, easier way for people to shop. But you know, it is up to you. Some people do like to see it in a group, but my experience has been that they like to actually see it individual. So I have a folder here that I make a copy anytime I have a new piece of jewelry. I copy it into this folder and I make a copy of the file for every for the amount of that particular item that I have. So in other words, this necklace, A Colorful Life, I have 2 available. So in my folder that's ready to post, I have 2 pictures. That tells me I have 2 available. It just reminds me that I have 2 available. And then when somebody buys one, I cut this picture and I paste it into a folder for them, and then I have 1 remaining. So that tells me now I only have 1 left. So it just kind of helps me to have those files like that. You'll find your own system, but for me, that really works well for me. So all of these pieces, you'll see, like this one here, these earrings, I have 4 because I have 4 pictures. It's really easy for me to look. I have 2 of those. I have 4 of these. I have 2 pair of those. Okay, so it just gives me a quick at-a-glance way to post. So I'm going to post these super cute little brass earrings. So what I do is I copy my file name and I'm going to paste right over the old file name. And how many did I have? I have 3. So I'm going to change that to 3. And that's all I have to do to the post. And then you can drag and drop your picture, or you can click the little add a photo here and search, you know, find the folder that you have your pictures saved in. You can do it that way as well. So if you click on this, you can go to, you know, whatever file you're looking for and add it that way. But I like to drag and drop it. I like to have it on the side so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so it's Girl Tribe brass earrings. I have 3. This is how they buy it. They comment sold, and it's $5. So I'm going to click on post. And bam, there we go. So now people are going to be able to see that, and if they know exactly what they're buying, they're going to comment sold down here if they want a pair, and I will know exactly what they're wanting also. Now, one thing about group photos, in one post, you might have a group photo, or, you know, like say 4 pictures in one post, and somebody's just going to come down here and say sold. Well, which of the 4 pictures do they want? Yes, they should know to click on the individual photo and comment on the individual photo, but not everybody understands that. Not everybody does that. So it eliminates that when this is the only option. When this person comments sold, I know this person wants this product. I don't have to guess or ask which of those 4 pieces does she really want. Okay, so that's another reason I like to post individually. But you know, you can scroll through here and you can see very, very easily how easy it is to shop this page. Okay, so you can see each item really easy. You can scroll through. Oh gosh, I like this. Let's comment sold. You know, so it it just makes it really nice and clean for your customers to shop it. So I'm going to show you. Oh, okay, why is it pausing? One thing I've started doing also, which has actually been really helpful, is I created a post. Now, some of these pictures aren't the greatest, picture. It doesn't show it off very well. So I created a little video on my phone, and I posted the little video to go along with it. They help to show it off a little bit better. People like the videos. They love live videos. So, and I'm going to do another training eventually on that, but they love to see it on video. So if you don't have time to do a live video, make a quick little video like this to kind of show look how sparkly and pretty they are. It really does help to have a video where people can see it in person. Okay. So I'm going to go to photos, and I'm going to show you my albums. Okay, so here's all kinds of photos that these have all been photos I've added on the page. Okay, but this is where you'll find them nice and organized. So here are all my albums. Actually, I probably need to delete that one. So I have my albums by color. Here's yellow, orange, brown. I do have my blockbusters in its own folder because they're bestsellers. So I don't know why there's all this extra space, but there is. If you look down here or up here, there is a little black arrow. That means that there's more albums to look at. So click on that and you'll see all the others. And again, a bunch of open space. I don't know why they don't fill it, but they don't. So multicolored, pink, white, red. You'll see all those by color. Now, as a customer shopping, if I'm looking for that perfect little black necklace, I can go right to my black album, click on it, and be able to see all the black accessories. And, maybe I might look and say, oh, gosh, I love this necklace. Well, this looks like it would go really well with that. Or, maybe I need a black ring for something else. I'm going to see all of these. And you can see where I've got 2. That means that I have 2 available. When somebody comments, it makes it really easy for me to say somebody comments on this one. Once somebody does comment, I can click on sold. I can delete that photo once my customer's order has shipped, and there's still 1 left. So I personally like to have them, individually like this, and people can see, oh, there's 2 of them available. Okay. Versus trying to edit the quantity each time or not know whether there's a quantity or not. So you can also see where people have commented. You can see there's a comment here. A couple people have liked it. If you click on the photo, it'll show that this person purchased it. Okay, and it's been sold. I always confirm my sales. So when she says sold, I will put sold to so-and-so and tag that person. And then they know that I have acknowledged it and I've seen that they want it. Okay. So once this order has been processed, and actually it has been processed, so I can technically go in and I can remove this photo because it's done now. So I can go and delete that because I've already delivered that to her. Okay, so, now you can go even one step further in your color albums and do, move all of your necklaces around. You can easily move your product. Your pictures can be moved all over. Now, if you notice, what I did was this necklace and this bracelet actually match. So I put them next to each other so that they can see coordinating pieces. But you can organize this however you like. A lot of people like to put all necklaces together, all bracelets together within the color album. Okay, so it's up to you. You can move it around. I like to move things around every once in a while just so that it looks fresh and new. And, you know, when some of these pieces have been on here for a long time, when you add new stuff to your album, it goes to the bottom. So these are the newest pieces that I've added. Well, you know, if somebody's coming in and looking at my album again, I like to shake it up a little bit because maybe they didn't notice this ring before when it was down here, but maybe they'll notice it up here. So you can move stuff all around if you want to. Okay. Once you've created your album, you can add more photos here, and then you'll go through the same way. Look for your photos, click on the items that you want to add, which I'm not going to, and then click open. It's going to add them. You add your description, and then you'll save it. Every time I add photos to my album, which, you know, if I did it daily, I probably wouldn't do this, but if you do it weekly or monthly or bi-weekly or whatever, you can copy the address here for this particular album, and what I'll do is I'll go back to my page and I'll make a new post and say, you know, I'll click here and I'll say I've updated my black album, and post that link, paste the link in here, so that way it will post on my page and people will say, they'll read it and say, oh, well, maybe she's got some new stuff, maybe I'll go look at it. And I actually do generate a lot of sales that way. When I add new things, I post the album, it gets people looking in your albums again instead of just looking at, you know, the newest stuff on your page. You really want them to go to your albums and shop from the older stuff as well, because it's been sitting there a little while. You want to generate some interest there. And especially if you've got new people, this is a way for them to find your photo albums. Okay, so it's a great way to get people shopping again. Remind them, I've got photo albums that you can look through. It's not just what's on the page. So to recap, post individual, that's the best way to do it, just because it's easily identifiable. It's not the only way to do it. I shouldn't even say it's the best way. It's the best way I've found. Try it that way. Try it the other way with groups and see how you like it. See how your customers like it. I personally like to post them individually. It goes very quickly by just dragging, dropping, so it doesn't take up a lot of time. One thing I will tell you is you want to post daily in your VIP groups. If you only have 5 pieces of jewelry to post one a day. Stretch it out if you have to, but have something to post every single day in your VIP group, because you want to be in front of people. You want them to remember and to think about you and your group and your jewelry. So you want to remind them daily, hey, I'm still here. Come look at my group. So even if you only have 1 or 2 items a day to post every day. If you don't have a piece of jewelry to post, maybe you're short on inventory or whatever, there are a couple other things you can do. One is you can post personal stuff. Okay, so this is something I posted today. You know, we had to go up to the hospital, and I shared a little bit of personal information. Post a motivational post or a tip. You know, maybe you know how to hook your bracelets easy, or maybe how to clean the jewelry, or, you know, just post that it's lead and nickel free. Post a little picture that reminds people that it's lead and nickel free. There's tons and tons of pictures and graphics that you can use that you don't have to always post a product to sell. Post a $5 jewelry sign. Post, you know, something, you know, something that can get people's interest, or just just something funny. Just anything that's going to get you in front of those people, in front of your VIP people, to remind them that you're still here. You know, you've still got stuff for sale. Here's a great one: new inventory coming soon. If you know you've got an order coming, post something like that. Okay. Another thing you can do is, if you go to, say you're short on funds right now, okay, you don't have a lot of inventory to sell, you can always go to Paparazzi and post stuff that's on your website. So let me show you really quick how to do that. So you're going to sign into your group. This is a great way to get pre-sales. One thing you do have to be aware of, though, is everything sells out very, very quickly. So you don't want to post stuff that you know is going to sell really fast. Some of the really, really popular stuff, especially if you know you're not going to order for a week, don't post stuff that's really, really popular. And you'll learn what that is if you don't already. So you're going to want to go to your back office, and I'm going to move this page out over here. Go back to my group. So go back to here. Oh, what happened? Where did it go? Too many things open. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, for some reason it didn't move up like it was supposed to. So let me just do that. Okay. Sorry, this is taking a minute. My computer's not the fastest. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you're going to go to new order. And what I would suggest is, rather than going to, if say you're going to post some stuff from the website, but you know you're not going to order right away, a lot of new release stuff will sell out pretty fast. So you don't want to necessarily post those items. Maybe you would be better off going to the actual, like, necklaces category, and maybe posting some of the stuff that's been on there for a little while that may not be so quick to sell out. So I'm going to go to the last page just because they post a lot of the new stuff right in front. So here's some necklaces. This one's kind of cool. So what I would do to post something here is, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to copy like I do. Okay. I'm going to paste here. I'm going to change this to, I'm going to post Mountain Beauty. Mountain Beauty black necklace. And I'm going to put here, orderable item, unlimited availability. I still don't think I spelled that wrong. Or I mean right? Oh, I did. Okay. So orderable item, unlimited availability. And what I'll do is click on the photo, and then you can drag and drop your picture right there. Okay. So this is giving you a link. Oh wait, that did give me a link. That's not what I want. Okay, so usually you can just drag and drop that. I don't know why it's not letting me do that now. So, and actually what you probably should do anyway, because you want to keep track of what you order or what you need to order, you can right click and save your image, create a new folder somewhere on your computer with, you could call it orderable items or the date, to place an order or something like that. Just whatever you want to call your folder, and then save the image, because you're going to want to remember what you posted and what you need to order. And then if you've got that in a folder, you can copy and make copies, however many copies you need to for people, and create a folder with their name on it so you know who ordered and how many you need to order. So, so once you save that into a folder, then you can drag and drop the picture here. So you're actually posting stuff that is in the back office right now. You don't necessarily have it in stock, but you will order it. So if you get, say, 2 orders for this necklace, you can go in when it's time to order and place your order for 2 of those necklaces, and you've already got them pre-sold to somebody. You do want to make sure to be careful, though, because if it does sell out, you want to make sure your customers know, and you may want to put in here, please note that, items could sell out before I get a chance to order. So make sure you note that so that your customers will understand that, and then there should be no problem. I personally do not take payment until I get the product in stock, but if you're going to be ordering, say you post a bunch of stuff today and you know you're going to be ordering tomorrow, you're pretty safe to say most everything should be in stock unless they're new releases that everybody's trying to get. You can take payment, invoice people, get their payments, and then you can use the money to buy your items that you have ordered. So this is what we call a back office. You can do this as a back office party. But you can actually post stuff that's right on the website. And speaking of the website, don't forget to post your link once in a while. You could post something saying, hey, don't forget you can shop anytime on my website. Here is the link, blah, blah, blah. Definitely make sure to advertise that here and there. But anyway, that is pretty much it for a VIP group. You can see your members here again. You can see how many people have been added to your group, or who added them. That's about it. Just make sure you're clear with how your purchase instructions. Make sure that they understand what they need to do to make a purchase, and be personable. Be personal also. Post things, share things with people. Let your customers get to know you, and you're going to have a successful VIP group. People come here to shop with you because they want to know you. They're buying into you as well as the jewelry. They could go to 1,000 other consultants, but they choose to come shop with you because they've invested in you in some way. They want to get to know you personally too. Social media is called social media for a reason. You need to be social. You need to share. It can be kind of redundant when you have more pages and you feel like you're sharing on all the same stuff on all your pages. But you got to remember, not everybody's on each page too. So share, be someone that people want to get to know, and they will keep coming back and buying from you. So, all right. Well, that is just about it for creating your VIP group. If you have any questions, you can